Did you see XQC debating Aiden on transgender stuff? What? XQC debating Aiden on trans-related issues? Like, that will take back trans rights harder than Matt Walsh, okay? XQC defends the trans side of the argument, surprisingly. What the is this lineup, bro? XQC versus Aiden with DJ Academics and Trainwrecks? What the is happening here?
I only care about leaving the kids out of it, bro. I just got mad about the Target. I get mad about, you know, like having puberty blockers for kids. That's all I get mad about.
That doesn't happen though. It's like
it does. Some parents allow it.
I said it. Give me statistics. I said, give me examples. Give me articles. You have given me nothing.
I'll tell you what, because I'm not informed. I don't really spend all my time.
100%. I stand on this. Aiden Ross is literally directly infinitely worse for an entire generation of Americans than like if we were blasting literal like trans characters in every single TV show. One, because obviously there's no issue with trans characters in TV shows in general. Aiden Ross literally is worse, like physically, spiritually, psychologically, so much worse for the children. What is going on here? Like, do people think children are just like taking gender pills or doing gender confirmation surgery? No, that's not happening. You know what is happening though? Aiden Ross is converting them to be little freaks, okay? Little sociopaths. They're running around being like, on God, for real, big dog, you're a real piece of I'm gonna be a bad person. That's what they're doing. They're running around being like, yeah, we should kill gay people. On God, for real. That's a real W, dog. I love Nazi dog, on God, for real. That's what they're doing. Little broccoli-haired Zoomers running around. Dudes with Edgar Cuss running around blasting Travis Scott, talking about how, hey, 2 genders, on God, bro. Man had a segment trying to get his fan base of little broccoli-headed Zoomers that do hate crimes. He had a segment where he was like, I'll give you $50 if you like go stab your brother or whatever the he used to do. I remember there was a dude who was a fan of his who was like, yeah, my gay ass brother loves Hassan. I'm gonna kill him now. You literally educated XQC about this last year. Take some credit. No, I didn't, dude. I'm glad to hear that XQC still like intellectually curious about stuff like this. That makes me happy. I haven't like talked to him in a while. I have no idea what he's up to. I don't really care to know. I don't really know, but it makes me happy that he's like still interested in this sort of stuff, I guess, to a certain degree.
Just give me one.
I'll find some. If I really take time to Google it, I can. I saw a number saying 17,000, but I want.
This is such a stupid thing to say too. It's like you have this firmly held conviction and you don't even know. Imagine having this firmly held conviction. XQC's like, okay, so give me a piece of statistics. He's like, well, I could Google it. It's like, bitch, what do you mean? Maybe you should have Googled it beforehand. How do you arrive at like this level of anger that you feel, this level of frustration that you feel in your heart deep down inside about something you don't know anything about?
So you're pushing a narrative with absolutely nothing, no backing, no knowledge, no statistics, and no examples.
But
he's right. Aiden Ross got he's pushed in by a dude who didn't even have to pull out the worm. Respect to XQC on this.
XQC, if you don't think there's ever been a minor that's taken puberty blockers, it's a
okay. And you were mad about the tattoos earlier. And how many minors get tattoos?
I don't agree with that though. I think minors should.
Oh my God! Shut up! Shut up! No, you don't have any issue with that. It's such bullshit. Damn. Respect to the juicer, dude. That's crazy. Well, are people so mad about they don't even know about? Bro, what do you mean? That's literally just conservatism. You just described reactionary thinking. That's literally what the right wing does, bro. That's all they do. Like, sure, the left gets hysterical and they get very mad and they get very angry and they kind of look cringe sometimes. That's definitely true. Okay. Sometimes the left might even go a little overboard on issues and like cast you out and consider you to be a rival, even if you are an ally. But at least they are, one, on the right side of the issues, and two, are a little bit more knowledgeable about the things that they're mad about. What do I mean by this? This doesn't mean that there aren't leftists who aren't dumbasses. Of course there are. But like, at least they know what the problem is to get mad about it. Right wingers will just make up problems in their own minds. They literally invent to be mad at. That's it. Half of the right wing issues are, I saw something on television and the television man told me that like Bud Light is doing beer that makes you trans. Bud Light is making beer that makes you trans. Remember, that's why I had that conversation with XQC where I was like, they got one canned because it was one can of beer. That's it. One can of beer had Dylan Mulvaney's face on it, and that was it for the Republicans. They were like, they are trying to transify our youth. I will not drink Bud Light. I'm shooting it. One can. That's what motivates these motherfuckers. They don't know what the going on. They're just angry and scared. Okay. It's so crazy. The entire conservative movement just brought to heel with one can of piss beer, bro. That's it. That's why it's just like sometimes it gets really, I mean, that's why it's really fun to look at and parse through a lot of these angers, a lot of this resentment. I love that for that reason. That's why right wingers are so entertaining. But that's also why it's like kind of hard to argue sometimes against the dude who's just like, no, I'm stupid. No, I'm scared. You. And also, I'm going to keep being scared no matter what you tell me.
Is that both sides, right and left, are putting a megaphone on small stuff, and that's what where the real problem is. Okay,
but it's a big problem.
It's a problem. And by doing what you're doing, you're making it a worse problem. And you're causing no healing, you're causing more damage. So that the right wing's been doing a lot. They take like out of like hundreds of thousands of trans people, right? One or two in the entire country had taken like HRT or whatever, and they will take that one case, one that was like crazy, and the person was like suffering from like major depression because they weren't getting what they wanted, and they'll take a megaphone, they'll put on, they'll be like, dude, these people are changing their gender like at like 8, and they're gonna die. Like,
here, let me clarify what XQC is saying if you didn't understand. He's saying that detransitioners are phenomenally rare. Trans people are rare to begin with, statistically, but detransitioners are even rarer. So we're talking about like the 0.1% of the 1%, and hyper focusing on the 0.1% of the 1%, especially when that 1%, 99% of the time is getting phenomenal medical care by healthcare professionals who have made these decisions for them, that it is ridiculous, and you are exacerbating the problem by hyper focusing on the edge cases.
Because it's giving kids ideas of like false. You see Disney, for example.
I think Aiden Ross talking about giving kids bad ideas is the funniest moment of this entire program. Here's a guy who is the exact opposite person who should be talking about who's giving kids bad ideas, okay? The absolute notion that Aiden Ross knows what's best for children is ridiculous. Oh my God. The website that he's promoting right behind him has ruined the brains of an entire generation. The dude who he dick rides into oblivion, Andrew Tate, has destroyed the brains of an entire generation.
When do we start watching Disney? 3, 4, etc. Right? Disney, for example, push, and act. I mean, and you know, my thing is acts like back when I was in school, you know, back when I was in middle school, high school, I would have like transgenders in my class. So that's how you know. And I asked my parents, like, yo, mom, pop, you know what I'm saying? Like, did you see this in your class? Like, nah. And even my other older siblings, it's the same. So it's like it's becoming more and more normalized to do it as a child rather than waiting till adultery. That's all I'm saying. Like, it's
waiting till you don't wait for things that you feel like.
You don't feel, but if I believe in the Tooth Fairy and superheroes, why would I be allowed to believe something?
Yeah, no, he's right. This is why when someone has child leukemia, okay, and they go to the doctor and the doctor's like, you have leukemia, we must treat you immediately. I like to hear from a third option, from a third guy, like, I don't know, like a cake streamer. And I'm like, hold on, BRB doctor, man. Let me go check in with Aiden Ross. He says, I believe in the Tooth Fairy, and therefore I can't get this medical treatment. That's how stupid this conversation is. And yet we don't think like trans healthcare is somehow real healthcare across the board. So we've decided collectively that like, yeah, no, these medical decisions should not be kept between the patient's parents, if the patient is underage, and the doctor, but instead these medical decisions should be taken up with the patient's parents, the doctor, and also Aiden Ross, and maybe some right-wing religious legislators. I absolutely hate this conversation so much where it's like, yeah, we need to actually make these medical decisions ourselves. You know what I mean? We got to get the whole village involved, okay? Including the dumbest guy in the village, okay? What the are you talking about? The possibility that children might be having an identity imposed upon them that's LGBTQ is valid, just as LGBTQ say that our heteronormative values impose identities on children. Overall, I agree to have info more normalized, but no one should be identifying as anything other than a dependent as a minor. What the are do you mean by comparing this to a child having leukemia? Yeah, you're right. Like, for example, when you're like, I'm a boy, someone should come in, if you're a cis boy, right? If you're like 14 and you say, I'm a boy, someone should come and smack out of you to be like, no, you're not. You're nothing, which is ironic because that's like kind of an extreme case where like some people on the ostensibly on the left will advocate to do like no gender norms whatsoever until you're 18. Love that. Love that for you. Thank you for that take. Thank you for arriving at a position in queer theory that even I don't agree with to a certain degree, because I feel like contextualizing, or rather conceptualizing certain aspects of existence is not the worst possible thing. My man said you're non-binary until you're 18. After 18, you get to choose. That's cool. That's cool. I have not heard that take.
For thinking that, oh, maybe I'm a girl instead. I went there 14 too.
When I was 14, I was still thinking of crazy shit. I was still like abnormal stuff. I think when you become an adult, bro, that's when you know the most. It just hits you, bro. Like,
bro, you're an adult. You still don't know anything. So you are living, breathing proof that, like, no, as adults, okay, even as adults, you might not know a lot. Okay. So essentially he's saying wanting to be trans is crazy. Yeah, exactly. Which is always cool, though. Like I said, I love hearing from Aiden Ross what kind of medical decisions medical healthcare professionals should be taking with their patients, because like that's the guy who knows better, I think.
And I'm going to bring it up. Dwayne Wade's child, for example. She's 12 or whatever. And again, that's his own kid. I'm not going to get, I'm just giving you an example of something that's kind of like known out there. There's also many I could pull examples of if I would do my research. My thing is,
he's like, I know all the trans people. I know all the trans children. I got a list. Hold up. Let me pull up my list of trans children. Many examples. Okay. See it all the time.
Wait. Just wait. And if you still feel that way all the way to 18, okay, be yourself. Do you?
Was that person? Was that person? Was that?
Dwayne Wade's
Wait,
kid.
what? This is my favorite genre of right-wing sentiment, but it's just like a dumb guy sentiment in general, but usually promoted by the right. Stating what currently happens as a new idea while you are against the position. Like, it is, you're defending something, no trans healthcare whatsoever until you're 18, while simultaneously directly explaining as a suggestion, Hassan, if you're gay, just say it. Being gay, just say it. What are you, 12? What the kind of dumbass is this? How is this a diss to a 32-year-old whole ass man, brother? You think I have that same sexual anxieties and hangups that you have? I'm 32 years old. The f do you mean? It is ridiculous. We make gay jokes here in this community. That's how played out it is, that a very sizable queer community objectively makes like ironic gay jokes. That's how past that point we are as a society, I think. Unless you're like literally 16, 17 years old and like kind of worried you might be a little gay, you know? Before I respond to the troll, the thing I was going to say is Aiden Ross said right there, if a feels like they're trans, and then like all the way up until 18 where they still feel like they're trans, like then they should get medical care. And it's like, no, they get medical care early on. There is a concept called puberty blockers specifically for the thing that he's mentioning, which basically puts a pause on your puberty. And then when you're 18, you can get more medical intervention and be able to consent to it as an adult. What he's describing in the circumstances, unironically, what currently happens, like what is currently happening. Like irreversible medical intervention is hyper rare and only happens with strict medical scrutiny in general. Okay.
I just think it's abnormally getting a little bit weird when we're pushing on our kids, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Nobody's pushing onto them though.
It is. There's agendas being pushed on kids. Like,
oh yeah, dude. There's agendas being pushed on kids. Book. By the way, book. On God, we're gonna make it, boys.
What about when a Target's kids section had like an LGBTQ plus?
This is my favorite argument. Yes. Yeah, bro. I saw a rainbow bathing suit for a kid and immediately I was like, I can't wait to suck a penis, dude. I'm a kid. I go to Target. I see rainbow colored short shorts and I'm like, damn, time to do some gay, dude. No, that's not how this works at all. That's not how anything works. It's so stupid. You have to be the dumbest guy to believe this, okay? I'm sorry. You literally have to be the dumbest guy to believe this, or you're gay. Is one of the two, one or the other. You're gay and you don't recognize that you're gay and you kind of like are scared about that reality. Because the reality is many people are gay. I don't know what the exact percentage is. It seems to have diminished on the graph of like people who are coming out in the Gen Z and Gen A, or coming out as queer in general. And it's going to be the same exact thing as like left-handed people in society. The problem, however, is that like a lot of people in the past, at least, thought that that was like up or immoral or degenerate or bad or wrong or evil, and therefore they didn't fully understand it. You don't become gay because you saw gay. You just are gay, and then when you see gay, you go, oh, that's actually appropriate and acceptable. That's what a lot of people are mad about. That's what a lot of people are mad about, that they have this like underlying resentment. That's the big secret, in my opinion. The whole reason why the right wing wants to stop that from being out there is because they don't want anyone to come to that recognition that they are queer, because they think that being queer is wrong and bad and immoral and going to, I guess, ruin Western civilization or whatever the
Yo, kids can't choose to go in the military, can't drink, can't do a lot of things until they at least turn 18 or maybe 21.
Do you think kids can't get health care because they can't sign up to join the military? Yeah, there's a lot of things that kids can't make decisions on their own. Obviously, it would be insane to say that they can't do this as well. I feel like there's a little bit of a difference between joining the military, even though kids do join ROTC or JROTC, and that probably, I don't know, shouldn't happen. But that doesn't change the reality that like medical intervention does occur with children. Like the idea that like we can't treat children until they get to the age of 18 is so funny to me. I don't know. Oh, were you in a car wreck? Well, sorry, you're 16 years old. I can't do medical intervention to save your life. It's so dumb. Yeah, no glasses for you. You're 13. Can't give you glasses. Seems more of an elective surgery though, not the same. This is where you're wrong. And I don't know if I can actually get you to understand that you're wrong. This, in my opinion, the way I see it, in no way, shape, or form any different than you being like, yeah, I think like medical intervention for children is elective. Like pick whatever medical intervention you think is elective and say that it's elective and then argue vociferously on it. It's the same exact thing. You don't know better than the healthcare professionals, appropriate healthcare professionals. I'm not talking about some random chiropractor, okay? That's the issue. Everything that I've read on it shows that medical intervention in the form of puberty blockers with parental consent and with rigorous, strict medical professional supervision is actually pretty good in saving teenagers' lives, especially considering the fact that puberty blockers can be given to teenagers for a litany of different issues aside from trans medical care implies that there is definitely utility for it, and people do actually engage in this medical intervention on a regular frequency, not just for trans people. The difference is, however, you think being trans is just a mindset and is just a choice. And that is the major point of contention here. I don't believe that.
Give me examples, like give me statistics.
It's not about statistics. It's about trying to stop or reverse, like, you know, a trend that we're seeing happen. They want these kids to try to, you know, make these decisions before, you know.
Yeah, bro. Children are just like, yo, doctor, time to hit me with that trans beam, baby. And then the doctor's like, all right, well, the Democrat government forced my hand. If I don't do this, they'll kill me. So many faulty premises here, okay? Like a litany of just unimaginably false premises being thrown out in rapid fire succession, okay? One, people are becoming trans because it's popular, it's trendy. It's not trendy to be trans, okay? And not only that, but you don't just become trans according to all available medical research on the matter. You don't become trans, you are trans. It's the same as being gay. You don't become gay, you are gay. The notion that like, because children are not sound of mind and are not adults, that they cannot have a say in any kind of medical intervention is also ridiculous. A million different circumstances in which children need medical intervention and doctors and consenting parents make this decision alongside with the patient, depending on how old they are. Ridiculous to act like this is a situation where someone's like, I saw SpongeBob and he was acting a little zesty, so I think I'm trans now. And I'm trans because it's very popular. Boop, boop, boop. Let me go over to my doctor's office and tell him I'm trans now. You have to give me HRT. And then the doctor's like, sorry, if I don't shoot you with the trans gun, then I will be killed by the liberal government. Like, you are living an entirely different reality if these are the opinions that you have.
Bro, what trend, what statistics, what exam? I'm not seeing what you're seeing. I think you're talking about one person who did something, and then the whole right wing went to, this is killing our kids.
The major problem here, like I said, is that this is not something that a person, a child, or an adult does for fun. You know what I mean? Or to get attention. And that's the way it is always presented. Hey, can you explain the concept of transness? I know you always say something about gender is the clothes you wear on your skin. Can you please explain that? Don't hate me. I am trying to learn, says Popo Piker. There's a difference in gender and sex. Like, gender is simply an expression. It is a socially defined construct. It is a way that you express yourself. There are biological markers associated with it to a certain degree, but gender in and of itself is a completely socially defined thing. That's why gender norms are very different in every other society. That's why gender norms have been different throughout everything that you do as your gender expression is performative. You choose to wear clothes a certain way, that's a performance. Men used to wear powdered ass wigs, put on full face of makeup, wear goddamn long ass, high heels. Boys used to wear dresses and have long hair. The color assignment of pink and blue was different as well. All of this stuff has changed throughout time. But because of the limitations of human cognitive capabilities, we oftentimes look at what's right in front of us and what's being beamed into our brain since birth and think this is how it's always been and this is how it always should be. This is a genuine issue with conservatism. The more conservative you are, the more reactionary you are, the more resistance you are to any kind of change, and the less open-minded you are to the realities that it was different in the past and it will be different in the future. It's different right now in different countries, but nobody ever thinks about that. It's just that we lack the imagination, or rather the cognitive capability of understanding that, like, gender in the way that we see it is so different than gender in the way that, like, a Korean person sees it. Ridiculousness. Utter ridiculousness. Peach Jars is here. Speaking of gender, we're currently watching XQC actually put up a pretty strong defense at the behest of trans teenagers and gender affirmation, gender medical intervention.
And I was thinking to myself, you could never pay me a certain amount of money to open up a clip that has all these people's names and the title, but yet here you are listening to it and dissecting it.
It is actually remarkable in many ways because, one, XQC is doing better than I would have expected and is, like, more open-minded than I would have thought. Yeah, no, it's actually more entertaining than I thought it was.
You see 20 movies about girls kissing guys? Oh, whatever. Yeah, you're in dating time. One guy kiss another guy. Oh my God, the agenda! Gays! Relax, brother.
I also play the role of XQC translator because he speaks in an ancient language called Pepegon. So what he's saying here is that seeing homosexual acts on television as a child or as an adult is not going to convince you to become homosexual because you are actually just simply gay or you're not.
So you don't think putting gay LGBTQ in the kids section of Target, you could put in the regular section of Target, cool, that's fine.
Is it though? What would that be fine? Because I feel like if the right wing got mad at that, Aiden would also be mad at that as well. It's just all a matter of, like, responding to stimuli for this man. Okay, barely a man.
So this man just said put gay stuff in a separate section of Target?
No, he's mad that, like, well, he's not really. He's just repeating things that he's heard because he has a child's brain. Basically, what he is saying is what conservative adults have said who also have childlike brains. It's really up that there is a queer pride section at Target that features both adult clothes for pride, but also child's clothes that have, like, a rainbow on it or something of that nature. Why is this a problem? Because it is the agenda that they are promoting. Who's they? We don't know, but they are promoting an agenda to make children queer. But yeah, this is it. Target becomes latest company to suffer backlash for LGBTQ plus support, pulls some Pride Month clothing.
What's confusing me is that's kind of true. Like, these same people don't get mad, like, whenever kids are like, we're going to play house and we're married. Like,
yeah, because that's good and normal. And red-blooded Americans do it. Yeah, no, a joke I used to always make about when Florida had, like, this no queer stuff in our schools bill. A joke I used to make all the time was, like, you can't be a pregnant teacher either because that means you had sex. And
I don't like to think about that.
That's totally inappropriate for you to be pregnant and also teaching at school at the same time, because you're going to make all the children think about sex and how babies are made.
You.
Yeah.
You're wearing I love booby shit, but if it was I love dicks, you would be all up in arms about it, and you would say, kids should be wearing that. How can you even buy this? This isn't correct. But you know you'd be doing this.
XUC here made the argument that you also presented as well, which is that heteronormative markers of sexuality are seen as totally permissible around children. It's only a problem when it's a marker that is outside of heteronormativity.
Well, no. You know,
Oh my. So by default, you're saying that.
like,
Wow, Aiden Ross is so stupid that he literally got intellectually dicked down by a dude whose most famous debate move is doing the worm. It's not even it's not even a trap that he laid down. He thought that like Aiden Ross could probably see the inconsistency. Instead, Aiden is so stupid that he literally went, yeah, no, it's totally fine to wear a shirt that says I love boobs, but it's not fine to wear a shirt that says I love dick. That is a good summary, but the man with half the facts in heated debate with man with zero facts absolutely destroyed Aiden Ross. The man with half the facts destroyed here, cleared. Props, big props to XUC.
Well, but like I'm telling you, these things are not happening at a rate or at a density, which it's a problem.
But it happens.
These are outliers that are
but
problematic.
It's growing. It's growing though. It's
How
becoming
is it?
normal.
How is it growing?
The fact that Target is even allowing an LGBTQ section in the kids section is crazy.
That is so irrelevant to even the puberty blockers conversation. That's like, what the are you saying, dude?
So if Target removed everything, what would they argue about then?
They will find another thing to argue about.
No,
which they
impossible.
did. They literally did do that. They famously got one can by Dylan Mulvaney, the trans content creator, TikToker.
No, I literally heard if you drink Bud Light, it turns you trans.
Yeah, like they very quickly moved away from Target when Bud Light made the mistake, I guess, of making one singular can with trans TikToker Dylan Mulvaney's face on it.
Love her.
And then they were like, "It's over. Oh my God, Bud Light! Like we have to do everything we can to stop this madness."
What I'm saying is what I agree with Axe saying too. Like if you are biologically born as a female and you transition to a male, you're still transitioning to a male. But I'm gonna leave that topic because you guys had it. I don't really care. I don't really give a.
Yeah,
you guys got mad.
I think
you guys
he
got
cares.
enraged and pressed over that. I don't care.
I'm not
I only
pressed.
care about the kids. I only care about the kids. I only care about.
Bro, once again, I'm going to reiterate this position that I started off this conversation with, but it has to be said once again. Aiden Ross has single-handedly caused permanent damage to an entire generation of children. The fact that he's over here talking about like, oh, I care about kids is insane to me. Whether it be crippling gambling addiction, like a life of potentially having gambling addiction, or any number of different awful behaviors that he has promoted to children, him and Andrew Tate are literally so much worse than any number of different things that are actually harmful to children. You know what I mean? Kids seeing like queer representation in media is not harmful to children at all. Quite the opposite, but it's weird to hear the guy who like showed porn to his child audience turn around and be like, I think children are...
Was it straight porn?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, okay, then we're fine.
Yeah, that's good, right?
No,
You're right.
no, we're all good.
Yeah, here is Aiden Ross's effect on children. A viewer on Aiden Ross's stream decided to drive their car into a lake and got arrested shortly after.
Let's go. It's full set. Let's go. What the? Bro! What the? No! No! No!
Get out! Get out! Get out!
He's already out. He's already out.
Oh, bro.
It's done.
Oh my god, that bitch pulling that shit, bro.
Should I go in the water?
Aiden Ross also told his fans in one of these other like making my fans dance like little monkeys challenges that he does to throw piss on their brother, like just piss in a bottle and just like chuck it at their brother or sister. It got so out of control that there was a point I remember because I was weirdly, I guess, involved in it without my knowledge. But there was a dude who literally was like, yeah, my brother listens to gay act. He listens to Hassan all the time. And I think he was, yeah, what was it? Hold on. Aiden Ross tells viewer to slit his brother's throat, a Hasanabi fan, for 20K. Clip was deleted. Aw. Well, let's see if it's archived.
Bro, I'm so glad I live under a rock.
All right, I gotta hide this shit. I gotta hide this shit behind this
listen, he's a Hassan, bro. If you slit his throat, I think I'll give you 20K. I'm kidding.
What do you think he means when he said, "Oh, is he a Hassan fan? Slit his throat. I'll give you $20,000." Like, in what context do you think he was saying that? You think?
Yes.
Okay. Well, here I stand, owned right before you.
With children and education and
Yes,
young
sir.
age stuff, and the how vocal people are about the actual problems compared to this is at a smaller proportion, and it's ridiculous. If you actually care about the kids, you would care about all the other shit that's way more pressing,
course I do.
way bigger.
course I
That's
do.
people's lives forever than this. This like a grain of salt in the beach, and you're making a big song and dance for this one thing. When people are dying, it's insane. It's like ridiculous.
Good stuff from XG overall. All right, The Walking Dead, the Telltale Definitive Series is on, baby. Are there jump scares in this? Bro, I don't like that. No, bro! This game me up, dude. This is not allowed. I just... Yo! I love the Telltale games, honestly. They're fire. This is a up ass game, dude. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, bro. I didn't really think that it was gonna be this good. No! Double sex so ruined! Bro, I had like 3 revolvers, by the way. Why didn't I get one? Oh my god, Ben, you suck ass. I'm actually low-key shocked at how good the game is. And there's a train in this one. Oh my god, how could it get any better?